Okay, fellow idiots, this is what's going on. This is an unboxing video. Oh, look, it's out of the box. All right, so I started taking this apart. It's the Quinn scraper from Harbor Freight Tools. Gonna do a mini review, I guess, on it. And it comes with a bunch of blades you can change. So there's a screw up here. And it's, other places refer to it as a shave hook, but you got to be a little bit careful. I started pulling this one up and I was wondering how dull the edge was, and actually it's pretty sharp. So I'm going to give you a heads up that if you do buy this kit, they say they're stainless, and I'll tell you, it definitely feels sharp right out of the package. So you get a variety. You get the point, and then you get some different grooves and stuff. So I am excited to try this out because I have a lot of stuff to scrape. So like I said, first impressions, coming right out of the box, these blades are actually pretty sharp. They say stainless. We'll see. This is the screw, and it goes into the holder here. So there's a peg that grabs the blade, and that's what keeps it connected. And so they're reversible, so you get two blades or two edges or two profiles with every individual blade. So you lock it down with the screw right there. There is a brass insert, kind of like what Craig does, so the screw isn't going to strip out right away. We'll see how this peg holds up. Plastics are kind of the miracle material in this day and age. When I grew up, they were a lot more brittle. But the other thing is, it is a rubberized grip, so it's a pretty good grip. It's a little thin, but we'll see how I like it down the road. All right, so here's what's going on. I'm trying this profile, and this is actually, these are pretty cool. I'm working this profile, and there's a lot to choose from. So it's taking some of the old soft finish, as you can see, and then just clearing it off. But this is a larger gradual profile, and so it lets me kind of get onto this contour right here and clean off a bunch of excess before I maybe go in with some alcohol and do some further stripping of the finish that's left. So let's see, there it is. You can see it's pulling off ribbons, and that's always a good sign. It means you're getting a nice long clean contact scrape. So far so good. For $8, this is a pretty crazy deal, I think. Okay, so this continues to impress. I've got all the cutters laid out so I can just flip them in and flip them out. You can just hand tighten this screw. I mean, you can use a screwdriver, but it's not going to go anywhere once that screw is in because it stops the front that's shaped like this on the blade. So anyways, this is one that looks like a little platypus bill, and as you can see, I can kind of get in there. It's like a little fingernail, and it works well with the right presenting it the right way. This works well on that groove. There's a pointy one here, and then there's some different profiles for these outside edges. But yeah, for $8, which I didn't mention right from the get-go, this is a pretty fantastic deal. I have the Baco carbide scraper, but I can't find it. But the thing is, you have to buy different blades for the Baco, and then this, you get a bunch to play with. Okay, so I'm trying different cutters in different areas, and what I've got is there's this area in the front. It's kind of a wide, flat area with a little bit of a roll to it, a little bit of a curve here. And so this is the biggest, kind of least radius scraper blade. And so what I've been using it is just freehand, just grab it and then just kind of drag it and clean up these areas. And it's a nice stiff blade, so it's easy to control, and that makes it pretty accurate. And not a lot of, doesn't take much effort either, so little fatigue. But it's a quick cleanup tool, and as I said before, for $8 for a bunch of cutters, this is a really kind of extraordinary value, I think. So if you're starting out and you want to do some furniture refinishing, I totally recommend this. Okay, this thing continues to put on a clinic in usefulness. I've got these dark areas from stripping and old finishing stuff. And as you can see, if you don't have any scraper cards, that this is a quick, easy way to get a bunch of this old residue out, which takes me to my point. The reason, if you're not familiar with this stuff, the reason you want to scrape as much away or use a chemical stripper is with shellac, it's very soft, it's very gummy, and it's like punching a balloon. It just bounces right back. It's too soft to really beat up with a sander. Also, the sander generates heat. What happens is it ends up melting into your abrasives, but if you can scratch it off, then it shaves pretty clean. Okay, so once again, I've got all these curves on this French colonial type dresser, and again, you have a lot of profiles that come in this kit for $8, and so you want to go with the grain. If you go this way, you can dig into the grain of the wood going that way. So you want to go this way and scratch that out. But you have these different corners. So if you just try them by hand, even without the scraper, you can find a profile that's going to fit into that pocket and make it pretty quick, because with the right shape, this groove, or this pocket, as I refer to it, it will guide the cutter for you and keep it on track and keep it from jumping around and scratching. So again, good stuff. Last but not least, the super weapon in these sets is always the one that comes to a fine point, because you can go in there and you can really dig out the bottom of something, and you can get into small areas, but you can also twist it. So this is actually the largest, flattest scraper in the set, and so you can use this long edge, and the geometry gives you a nice straight scraping action if you're doing a bigger area. And then obviously it has this, but I just don't have a place big enough for the radius, the shape of this circle, to show it off or try it. But yeah, I just can't get over the value, if you're doing a piece like this, that this set from Harbor Freight provides.